Yeah, hello everyone. Welcome to the podcast Let's Talk Internet Computer. Today, in our fourth episode, we had the pleasure to invite an exceptional artist, a woman who is full of energy and happiness and spreads her talent to everywhere. Thank you so much for coming, Miss Candace Marquette. Marquette, I'm not sure if the
Yes,
name is correct or not.
Marquette,
Candace,
yes,
Candace Marquette, awesome.
yes.
Great. Yeah, first of all, as always, I would like to know more about you. Who is Candace Marquette? Can you introduce yourself and what is your background, your story a little bit?
Sure. Well, thank you, Javier, for having me. I really appreciate it. This is such an honor and a wonderful opportunity just to kind of be able to talk about who I am and what I do and how much I love it, and I love making people smile. So I've been an artist for the last, I guess, 23, 24 years. I am a mother of four amazing, beautiful children, ages from 18 to 8.
Mhm.
And I just knew I wanted to be an artist. It was just inside of me. Now, I was a little intimidated about it at first, in high school and taking art classes, and I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. I didn't feel confident. But later
Sure.
on in college, I knew I wanted to study graphic design, and
Nice.
I just loved it, and I ran with it, and I knew I was like, okay, that's what I want to do. And so I ended up exploring it at community college and then getting accepted into UNT, which is the University of North Texas in Denton, Texas. And I basically sucked at it. I failed the program. And people were like, oh, don't talk about how you failed. I'm like, no, you should talk about how you failed, because that is the story. How you
Yeah.
succeeded, how made that failure into a success. That's important. And
Mm.
they were like, you're such a sweet, nice person, but you're not qualified for this program. And so I was married at the time,
Uh-huh.
and my husband then was like, well, hey, well, you know, reapplied to another program. So drawing and painting it was, fell in love with it. Now I'm natural, but I had to get some kind of guidance on what to do and what mediums to use. And then after that, again, I just took off with it and went into crafting, becoming a celebrity designer. I'm an international author. I mean, I know I do, I do a lot. It's a lot. And I try
Yeah.
really hard. It's hard because I do so much, and I want to, from the perspective of others, is be as gentle as possible with
Mhm.
everything I do. So you don't look at your watch and say, you know what, it's time for me to go. That was just way too much information. And I'm trying to totally bring that down and scale it. But yeah, I, my, the art that I do now came from a very traumatic time. My divorce was not so good.
Mhm.
And my children and we suffered through that, and a lot of pain and growing and learning. The murals that I make, that was the beginning of that blossoming. The penning of my pain on paper started with Sharpie marker in my
Mm.
bedroom, crying and sad, and beauty for ashes. God says he's going to make beauties for ashes and strength for your
Mhm.
fears. And so that's what started coming out on paper. And then it eventually grew into fashion art and shoes and handbags. And that's what I'm about to be releasing. And then NFT design. I mean, it is insane. I don't know. Did I say too much?
No, no, that's great. That's great. Yes, lovely, 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 and super interesting. Your origins, your story, and what is your perspective and your lifestyle, based in strong values and as unity, love, and truth. That's really love you. And Candace, how you become an artist? How you realize that this passion it was like create artwork and inspire the rest of the world with your creations. Um, yeah, what do you think about your skills? It's more on the side of talent or more related with hard work and perseverance, or a bit of both?
Actually, a bit of both. Like I said, I'm a very, well, maybe I didn't say this before, but I'm a very, very, very hard worker. I know this about myself. And I'm a perfectionist, and I want to make sure that I'm communicating as best as possible what's inside of my spirit, what's in my soul, because, you know, we all have these jewels inside of us. And sometimes it takes trauma and sometimes it doesn't. But for some of us, most of us, I guess, we have to go through situations that, you know, paint us in a corner, and we have to figure out, how do I get out of this corner? How do I get out of this darkness? And you have to allow light. You have to allow truth and beauty to take over on the inside. So whenever you're creating, people look at your work and they're like, oh my gosh, that person's not dark. They're healing. And sometimes your work might be dark at that time. It just depends on your voice. But yes, it's definitely been a lot of talent, God-given gifts, and then some training beyond, or before that. But moving forward, I almost want to say, I'm glad for the training, but I'm like light years away from where I've come from. And I don't know, is that good? I answered your question?
Of course, yeah. No, it's like
Okay.
reflect your feelings, right? Sometimes it's something happy, something is sad, but it's always you. Is your personality and how you feel it in that moment, right? It's
Yeah.
really nice. Yeah, awesome. And as an artist, how you describe yourself? How you define your style? And what have been your influences, and whom have you been inspired? Any artist like you love it, or you want to like follow their steps? Any hero in the artist side?
Yes. Good morning, Pops. That's right. My dad said good morning.
That's
I'm
fine.
recording. That's awesome. That's my dad. That's my homie. That's my
Awesome, great.
my best friend. I love my daddy.
Yeah.
So I MC Escher. When I was in high school, I saw his work, and when I say high school, I was in high school in the 90s. Okay,
Mhm.
91 to 94, 95. And is that right? 91 to 90. I think, yeah, 4 years.
Yeah.
And MC Escher, for some reason, I was like, oh my God, I would love to be able to draw like that. I'm like, there's no way, it's not possible. Don't know why I doubted that, because I really feel that my work kind of has a little bit of that style. Picasso, for sure. People when I was in Switzerland, they were calling me Picasso. You know, my
Wow.
work is there's a piece that I really admired, really his Cubism era, but also there's a piece called Guernica, I think 1930, where it's the horses and it's all in reds and golds and blues. And it's crazy because when you look at my work, it's kind of laid out like that. It's more vibrant, more intricate, but it's still got that African vibe, because that's where Picasso was inspired from, a lot of African art. And Salvador Dali, with the dream-like surrealism, the surreal state of my inner turmoil, and putting that all together. And it actually is quite beautiful. It's not so, okay, it's trippy. People say, you know what, I don't do drugs and I don't promote them. People are like, oh my God. It's like an LSD trip right there. I'm like, dude, I don't know what you're talking about, but okay. See, I don't have to
Yeah.
do drugs to paint things like this, and to
Mhm.
see and to reach inside of me and find what's been hiding there.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, because also you see also behind the scenes, right? It's not you see more. It's like you digging more in the picture. You digging more in the art in general. Yeah, Salvador Dali also is from Spain, from my country.
Yes, right.
And yeah, right. It's really nice. For me, it's one of the best artists for sure.
He is. I have some of his little collectible perfumes that my ex-mother-in-law got for me in Europe, and I still have those. I think they're amazing. I'm like, I want to be an artist like this. Not so much, but enough to where you
Mhm.
can kind of relate. My stuff relates. But anyway, I don't know what that story had anything to do with what I just said, but okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Also, yeah, something like that is pretty interesting is your connection with the crypto space, with the blockchain, and your synergies with the NFTs. The NFTs art is a binomial that is wonderful, and has endless possibilities. How did you start to assess the possibilities to enter into the NFTs market and explore new paths related with the art on the blockchain? Can you tell us more about your
Yeah.
NFTs and projects and
Yeah,
yeah, in
sure.
general?
Sure. So I have a skincare line called Asher 7 Skin, and it's got physical and digital products. And I needed a place to go to set up, put the kits together. KITS is not kids, kits together to sell, and like my studio space, all my paintings and everything. So my mother and I invited my mom up on a Saturday, and we just started painting on the canvases and just having a good old time. Well, Saltbox is where I was at. It's a shared like co-working space, but for business owners that have products to ship out. So it's
Hmm.
a shipping facility in Farmers Branch in Dallas. And this guy walks by and he's like, "Oh, hey, I like your artwork. It's amazing." And I was like, "All right, cool." And he's like, "Oh, have you heard of NFTs?" And I was like, "NFTs? I don't know. What is that?" And so he kind
Hmm.
of explained it to me, and I was like, "All right, it's still weird," but I was intrigued. Did my research, kind of figured some things out, and I minted one piece, and I didn't do anything with it. I didn't know what I was doing. Dropped it. Six
Hmm.
months later, I met two girls, Joanne and Liz, at this art exhibition that I had. I didn't sell anything, nothing. And I was discouraged. I've been feeling that way for a while. And I said, "God, I trust you. I know you're going to bring something to me. Come on." I believe it. In like 5 minutes before
Hmm.
the thing closed, these women come up to me and they're like, "Hey, we love your work. Are you an NFT artist?" And I was like, "By the way, I am." And they were just totally, they were totally blown away with my work and, being a graphic designer and how I implement that. And so just they signed me in December this year. Was that this year or was that last? No, last year. I forget. Where
Hmm.
are we? I mean, everything is coming to me so fast.
Yeah.
But yeah. And it was for just to represent a certain section of my NFT designs. And then it just started to snowball. And then they told me about ICP, about Divinity. I didn't know who Divinity was. And I did
Hmm.
research on that. And I'm like, "Oh, this blockchain is good." I'm like, okay, I'm still trying to understand blockchains, and created 125 digital pieces. 5 of them are physical and they're 3D, have 3D capabilities.
Uh-huh.
Then that's kind of, I don't know, that's how it started. And it's been
Hmm.
amazing. So go ahead. And I have
Yeah.
more plans.
No, no, no. Awesome. Great. Yeah, after the interview, we're going to share your NFTs and everything that you are working on.
Okay.
But yeah, first, just like a little bit more digging in meta realities. What is exactly meta realities collection?
Okay, so meta realities is about creating financial wealth out of my pain. So those
Uh-huh.
drawings that you see were when I was in my room. Unfortunately, because of divorce and the housing markets, and I had to leave the home. I'm living with my parents, which has been such a healing experience. And I am eventually going to purchase a home, my own place. But while I was in there in this room,
Mm-hmm.
I took a Sharpie marker and I just started to draw, and all these things and creatures and flowers and things started to come out without me playing. I just took my hand. I didn't think, okay, I want to draw an apple. I don't want to draw, a bear. It was just what was coming out. And then I started seeing more things, and it started getting better and better, and then more distinctive and intricate. And it was so amazing. And one of the first really most elegant piece that I designed,
Mm-hmm.
it's like the hummingbird and the lion, I think that's what I called it. I drew that when I had visitation with my kids. That was
Yeah.
the first collection. So meta reality started that day. It makes me want to cry. That day
Mm-hmm.
when I had visitation with my children, and they were like, "Mom, that's so awesome. That's so cool. How did you do that? It's amazing." So from that point on, I wanted to honor my children.
Mm-hmm.
And I created this whole collection from that. And I want to turn it into, we were trying to turn it into a way where people can create generational wealth. It's still sitting there. There's so much more to the collection. It's so beautiful and it's so lovely that whoever owns it will get a chance to partake in. It's really, if it's the Shiku metaverse, I don't know,
Yeah.
owning land, whatever it is. I still haven't really gotten to flesh it all out, but that's kind of what it's these keys. They're these keys that you unlock. You know, if it's prosperity, healing, land, family,
Hmm.
justice. There are a lot of injustices that happen to me. And so I want to help create like right wrongs for those, you know, and it's just really a beautiful collection. It is.
Wow. Yeah, that's amazing. That's lovely. Awesome.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Wow. Yeah, also you mentioned before about Divinity, ICP, and the crypto and blockchain Web3. This is something like new for you. And yeah, I think it's for everyone, right? Because it's pretty new things. It's like disruptive technology that is something like change the world. And for sure, I would like to congratulate you on becoming ICP artist.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yay!
yeah, awesome. I saw in Twitter your amazing masterpieces on the Divinity Headquarters, your draws. That's amazing, amazing job. Honestly, like that's really cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, Divinity Headquarters is in Zurich, Switzerland. How has been the experience in Divinity? Are you proud to leave your mark in one of the sanctuaries of the blockchain world? How
Oh,
has
it's such an, yes, it's such an honor. It is so amazing. I love everyone there. When I got there, I just fell in love with everything, everyone, the just even the staff that's there, like that's cooking the food. Oh my God, Anita and Susie. Oh my gosh, they every day there's lunch. I love food. I love to eat, and they have
Mhm,
like professional people come in and make all these delicious foods and things that you have, you know, and getting to know certain
mhm,
people, just everyone, and opportunities happening. And Dom is amazing, of course. And there was a party, and not to skip forward because there's some things I want to say about this, but there was a party that was thrown on the 15th of this month.
mhm.
And you know, he just gave me the biggest hug and he was like, thank you so much and everything. And I was teasing him about other stuff, but it's just like this, a family, you know, and
Uh-huh.
it's just this, I was there every day, 15 hours a day, probably more, creating
Wow.
two murals at the same time. Not one, but
Good
two
one too. Wow.
huge ones.
Yeah.
So, and I told Dom, I said, you know, I'm staying a little longer because I want to make sure I finish these murals, because I'm going to tell you, I finished 2 murals in 6 weeks. That is unheard of. And I say this because it takes me 4 months to do one.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's more detailed than the others that I've done.
It took six weeks to finish
six
both.
weeks to finish both.
Yeah,
Yes.
15 hours working every
Yeah,
single day.
I
Wow.
better. And there
Yeah.
are times I kind of chilled and I hung out with some of the people from Divinity and we went paddle boarding and I fell in.
Hmm.
Thomas is going to get a kick out of that. He was with me and I don't know how I fell in. We were talking about homeschool and my head just went straight in the water. I don't know. I promise I'm balanced and I have a lot of, what you call it? Is it brawn? Where you're athletic? Brawn, right? The
Bronze? Yeah.
athletes isn't brawn, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay. Maybe a little slow on the brain. Oh my gosh.
Nice. And also, yeah, with 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 regard to your art, Candace, where we can see your collections. For example, you have a space in the Yumi Marketplace, NFT Marketplace built also on Internet Computer. Yeah, it's like you have a section there in Yumi Marketplace or
Yes.
like.
Yes.
Hmm.
So the walls are called, the first wall is called Bereshit, which
Uh-huh.
means Genesis in Hebrew. And the second wall is Revelation, which is the end of the book, the final book in the Word of God. And so when you look, and I wanted to get a chance to explain just a little bit about the walls. So in Genesis, my spiritual interpretation of what happened during the flood and the story in the Bible is actually Atlantis that flooded. I know it sounds crazy, but Atlantis, you're crazy. You kind of have to be crazy to channel the stuff. I'm about to discuss the stuff that I'm drawing. Okay, so
Yeah.
it's unplanned. I don't know what's going to come out, and it's funny. someone from on Twitter, when Dom posted my work, or he was proud of it and he was like, it's beautiful and all that, the guy was
Yeah.
like, oh, I love how humble Candace Marquette is, you know, and he was quoting something that I said, and I was like, yeah, that's true. That wasn't humble at all. I was saying a pathetic genius masterpiece coming out of my body and oozing, whatever I said, you know.
Yeah.
So, but it's the truth. I don't plan it. It just comes out. I don't know what the heck I'm gonna do.
Hmm.
Did I answer that question? I don't know if I did.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Oh, it's on Yumi. Oh, wait, no. It's on Yumi Marketplace. Oh, thank you. And so what I decided to do is to create blocks of the wall and sell them as separate NFTs. And right now they're at 70 ICP. And I wish, I almost want to just drop them for free and just have people just take them as a gift. So I need to talk to Yumi Marketplace before I do that. But I don't know, I already said it, the cat's out of the bag. But that's kind of something that I want to do. I want to really want to help people, and of course help myself.
Yeah.
I'm a businesswoman, but I have a heart. So, you know.
Yeah, you can share with us after
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
meeting and show us a little bit more in the market. And what is your next project?
Well, okay. It's a little bit of a secret, but I'll go ahead and give a little beans a little bit. So I gave a presentation in front of a luxury high-end bike company while I was in Switzerland, and they loved everything that I proposed. It's a future NFT collection and a future giveaway that's coming up, and it's with Nordung Bikes and NOORDUNG luxury bikes or bikes. And I just spilled the beans again. Can you edit that part out? Just kidding. But yeah, they really love what I proposed, and that's the next future collection among other collections that I'm working on myself. But it's a collaboration I'm doing with them and another company that's going to be involved. So I'm excited.
Nice. Yeah. You're so excited. Awesome. Great.
Yes.
And as an artist, because you're like a singer, right? You have like sometimes you have to go like concerts or performance. Maybe you have one month that you are like a hectic, and then you have like maybe another week like you are like more chill. In your case, as an artist, how you program you have like an agenda for the next next months or next 6 months, or you prefer like maybe like guide for your instinct and your moments that inspiration or flows that you think, okay, now I'm on the zone. Now I know like I can create everything. I can explain more my feelings, or maybe sometimes you feel like, oh, I'm stuck. I'm not sure how I can like draw or paint or whatever. How you manage these cycles and
That's a really good question. I like to plan things, but I'm also organic. I mean, obviously we planned this meeting and I didn't show up. I was late and you had to reach out to me. So which means that I am all over the place at times, and other times it's structured, because what I've realized, my skill set is here a little, there a little. You know, it's almost like a ball of string. If you unravel that ball of string, it's a line. It's very linear. But it's a ball of string, and it's here and there and there, but it all is intertwined and makes sense. And that's kind of how I see, because I'm running multiple businesses at the same time. I mean, my own brand has so many things inside of that brand, and then my skincare line, and then that has so many other aspects to it, and it's amazing. I'm excited, but it's like whenever, and then I make music and beats and dance, so it's like, okay, oh, I'm like little those colorful trolls. I'm gonna sing and hug and dance and sing and hug and dance today. And then other days, yes, I'm like, you know what? I ain't gonna do a fucking thing. I'm sorry. I just that was just right at the tip of my tongue. I had to say that word. But I'm just saying that's how
that's good.
I'm gonna sit on my ass and do nothing because I'm tired. And it's funny, it's like people are like, how can you say the F word and be talking about God at the same time? Well, apparently he hasn't struck me down yet, so it's fine. But I just pray. I spend time with God, and then he just shows me things, and I'm quiet and silent. Then I get back to work to doing what I do, and then this happens and that happens. I don't know. Just I've been managing pretty good. Some people might think I'm crazy. I don't care. I'm producing shit, right?
Yeah,
Crazy people,
for sure.
it stays in their head, maybe.
Yeah.
Or it could be like, then go and cut my ear off. No, I won't do that. I like my ears. They're really cute. Tiny stuff.
Yeah, but if you like if you create something, it's like you need like your moments. It's not always. We are not robots. It's not like steady. You have like emotions. You have like different moments that you are more inspired, and this is for like writers, editors, singers, wherever. It's pretty important, the timing and
whenever
feel.
whenever inspiration strikes, or whenever that moment, it's like, oh my gosh, like, okay, I have a melody, I have a song, okay, I'm gonna record that. It's you can't plan that. It's just a natural thing that happens.
Of course. And do you have any rituals or habits to enhance those magical moments of inspirations to create your work or works of art?
Yes, I try my best not to eat a whole bunch of sugar, because if I had sugar, I'd be crashing all the time and I would be sleeping. I try to make sure I eat healthy, putting the right foods in my body, knowing what affects me. I don't eat bread. I really don't eat meat, fruits, vegetables, nuts, grains, wheat, all that, and that helps with my brain function. I'm actually writing a program for brain foods, and I'm almost done with it. And it shows you what nutrients help with brain power, with memory, with your cognitive learning, with just keeping you alert. And it's really, really cool. It's like all correlated. I'm like this atomic bomb, like wow, of creativity.
You do like any like yoga or meditation or something for
meditate? I want to do yoga. My best friend, she just became an instructor, and she's going to start helping me with some things. And so, yeah, resting.
Yeah. Good.
When I need to. Yeah. And dancing too. And hugging, dancing, singing.
Dancing, singing, yeah, of course. This is something like healing your soul. Yeah.
Yes.
Nice. And yeah, last question of the interview, Candace, is more about the new generations, like people like want to like become to be an artist. Do you have any tip, advice, or recommendation for the young artists that want to be like relevant in the world, and also like maybe more focus on the crypto part, or how they can like follow the NFT movement and the blockchain movement in your opinion? What is the skills that like the new generation needs for become an artist and be relevant in this world? Because it's pretty difficult, right? There are a lot of artists, a lot of different perspectives, and be relevant is pretty difficult, right?
It is very difficult. Oh, whoops, you see my mess over there. Dang. I thought I covered it up. Sorry. Whoopsie.
That's great.
No, okay. See my mess over there. It's kind of like an NFT artist. You're like, am I ready to expose my mess? Because I think it's lovely, but other people could think it's trash. You don't know. You have to take a chance. I think that too, honing in on your graphic design skills. And if you don't want to do that, finding someone that will help you with that, or help you turn your NFTs or your artwork, because if it's physical, so it's a painting or drawing, you have to make it digital. Or if you use the pad, iPad or something, and you're creating art on it that way, you can make NFTs. And there's so many ways to do it. You just have to know technology a little bit. Just keep the hard work, creating your voice, your style. When people see my work, I want them to know, oh, that's Candace Marquette. One of my professors, she told me, and this is 20 something years ago, she's like, when I see your work, I'm going to know it's you. And that that did something for me. It let me know, because you have to have a style. You have to have a way where people can resonate and say, okay, that's so-and-so, or that's so-and-so, and they love it.
Mm-hmm.
Balancing colors and, you know, your composition. It's just being original it just has to come natural. You have to try to work at it and see how to find your voice and how to communicate that.
Mm-hmm.
Hard work. I'm telling you, it will always pay off. Pay off. Success doesn't always equate in money. Yeah, you want it to, but success means you accomplished a goal. You broke through your fears and you decided to have a voice, no matter what people say.
Yeah, be authentic, right? Be natural.
Be authentic.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you so much, Candace Marquette, for your time. I wish you the best for your works, for your
Thank
next
you.
project. Yeah. And yeah, hope you have much success in your future collections. And yeah, keep going with your great job. And yeah, and thank you. Thank you so much for
Thank you for
share
having me.
with
Thank
us.
you so much.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
this has been amazing. Yay,
Great.
bye guys.
Bye bye. Yeah, in the second part of the interview, because we have a second part, is more related with the Candace Market art, and she is going to like show us everything, her talent, and we are going to share in YouTube and the social. Yeah, don't miss it because it's really interesting. The second part, and yeah, thank you so much, and bye bye. See
Bye
you.
bye. Ciao.
Bye. Ciao. See you.